Robertson. There is for folks in Arden. That's why there's a tornado warning in effect. If you live in Arden, if you live in the northern half of Erie County, I want you to get in your safe room. That is the lowest floor away from windows. You want to put as many layers between you and the outside as possible. Help keep you safe in Erie County from a potential tornado. We've already seen at least 2 reported tornadoes across the Concho Valley earlier today. Also reported tornadoes across portions of North Texas. It's been a very busy severe weather day, and unfortunately it does look like that tradition is continuing in west central Texas. This is a look at the winds inside the thunderstorm. This radar data shows us how the winds are moving. The green indicates winds moving towards the radar in San Angelo, and red is winds moving away from the radar. And you can see a powerful signature just to the west, just to the east rather, of Highway 163 in Texas, and that's eventually going to move off to the east towards the community of Arden. Right now, the National Weather Service is warning for that tornado and that area of rotation moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. So on its current trajectory, that should arrive in the community of Arden here, and we are live on streaming as well. For those of you who are just now joining us, we are doing continuous severe weather coverage because of a tornado warning issued over portions of Erie County. This is a look at the winds inside the thunderstorm and should arrive near the community of Arden about 8:20, and we're under that tornado warning until 8:15. This thunderstorm is also capable of producing very large hail. And this thunderstorm is warned for potentially creating ping pong ball sized hail. So that's 1.5 inches size in diameter. So even this thunderstorm is not producing a tornado. It's likely producing the very strong winds and also the large hail as well. So if you live near Arden, if you live around Highway 163 in north central portions of Erie County, I really want you to be in that safe room. If you know any folks who are traveling in this area for the holiday weekend, be sure to tell them to get off the road and get somewhere safe. A car, a mobile home are the least safe places you can be during a tornado warning. The safest place you can be is a FEMA certified tornado shelter. And if you don't have a FEMA certified tornado shelter, you want to be on the lowest floor of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Also know that if you don't live on the first floor of, say, an apartment complex, you want to get to know your neighbors who live on the first floor of the apartment. That way, you're able to get on the lowest floor. That is the safest place you can be during a tornado warning. We'll see if there are currently any damage being picked up by the radar. This is a radar product that looks at the shapes of what's being picked up on the radar. So when you're picking up raindrops, you'd expect everything to be have a relatively similar shape, but whenever debris is ongoing, you would expect things to be different. You would expect there to be a radar saying, hey, there's something that shouldn't be in the air right now. And right now, it doesn't appear that there is any debris being lofted or being picked up on radar. That's not to say that it's not happening right now. Sometimes there will be issues with that radar data. It won't exactly pick up, but the National Weather Service is saying it is radar indicated ping pong ball sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts with this thunderstorm, even if it's not producing a tornado. Powerful thunderstorm over northern portions of Erie County, community of Arden, and all of northeastern Erie County, northeastern Erie County. Really want you to be in that safe place. You see that little appendage on the southwest side of the thunderstorm? That's your hook echo. That's where the winds are flowing into the thunderstorm, and it's a healthy looking thunderstorm producing potentially up to ping pong ball sized hail. And also some really heavy rain. You notice that green polygon? There are a lot of different colors happening on this map right now. And the reason why you're seeing all these different polygons is because we have multiple different severe thunderstorm hazards all happening at the same time. Tornado warning. We also have flash flood warning due to all the heavy rain that's fallen across the Concho Valley. Hail and gusty winds, all a possibility. So very busy in northern, northeastern portions of Erie County. That's where the imminent tornado threat is ongoing right now. Really need you to continue to be in that safe room. Really need you to continue to be in that safe room. And it's all kind of western portions of the big country that are really seeing it, and western portions of the big country and Concho Valley that's really been seeing the very active weather, stretching down from just to the southwest of Abilene towards the west of San Angelo, towards Big Lake. Lots of green polygons ongoing right now. Those are flash flood warnings. Just given all the rain that's fallen across the area, it's really highlighting that threat for flash flooding on top of the threat of tornadoes and hail. So just really emphasizing the point of a dangerous situation that's shaping up across portions of the Concho Valley. That's why we're interrupting regularly scheduled programming, and we're also on all the streaming platforms. So if you're watching us from places like Arden, northeastern portions of Erie County, you can take us with you into your safe room. You can watch us on the Fox West Texas mobile app. Also platforms like YouTube and Facebook. We're all there at Fox West Texas to help keep you and your family safe. Eventually, this thunderstorm on its current trajectory will potentially impact northern portions of Tom Green County, north side of San Angelo and Grape Creek, assuming it maintains its current intensity. Desmond, can we pull up the San Angelo Sky Tracker? I want to see if we can see anything of note on the San Angelo Sky Tracker. Right now, it doesn't look like there's anything of note on the San Angelo Sky Tracker. That is certainly some good news, but through about 9:30, San Angelo will have that potential of a tornado. So we're going to be watching this thunderstorm really, really closely in San Angelo. So folks watching, if you know folks, if we can go back to the radar, if you know folks who live in San Angelo who aren't paying attention to the forecast, maybe give them a phone call, let them know that there is that potential for this thunderstorm currently over portions of Erie County to move northeastward towards northwestern Grape Creek, towards northern central portions of Tom Green County, and we're keeping a very close eye on it. Winds inside of the thunderstorm still looking really powerful. You can see that bright pink color showing up on radar. That's indicative of some very strong winds inside the thunderstorm. So even if it's not producing a tornado at this exact moment, it is likely producing some very strong winds, and that in and of itself could also lead to some damage. So folks in Arden, I really want you to be taking this seriously. And folks in Tom Green County, especially towards San Angelo, Grape Creek, really want you to be paying close attention to this thunderstorm because it's looking powerful, it's looking healthy, and hopefully it'll decrease in intensity as it makes its way into Tom Green County. But right now, it is a powerful thunderstorm. I want to emphasize that Tom Green County is currently not under any warnings. We do have that tornado warning for Erie County though. And latest scan coming in from the San Angelo radar, the signature, it's still there. It does look a little bit weaker, and that is certainly some good news. Again, the green is winds going towards the radar. The red is winds going away from the radar. So right where those two are touching, that is where we have the rotation ongoing. And zooming in a little bit to give y'all some specific locations where that strongest rotation is currently ongoing. It's near County Road 412, near Cattle Guard 8 Road. It's near County Road 411 and in northeastern portions of Erie County. And I do apologize, it's a little difficult to read from this perspective. But just know near County Road 412, that's where The strongest rotation with this thunderstorm is ongoing right now, and you can still see that relatively well-defined hook echo. That's where you have the winds flowing inside the thunderstorm, and there's really no storm activity to the south cutting out that would potentially cut out that inflow. The moisture coming into the thunderstorm really providing its fuel, so a dangerous situation across northern portions of Erie County. National Weather Service really keeping a very close eye on this thunderstorm since it has the potential. And from the spotter network, a cone tornado is near Barnhart, Texas, which is in Erie County. So there has been confirmation of a tornado near Barnhart. That's in Erie County. So just underscoring the dangerousness of this situation. Still powerful winds ongoing in northern portions of Erie County, near Arden, near Barnhart. So hopefully folks are staying safe. If you know folks in that area, encourage them to continue to stay safe. Give them a phone call. Let them know now is the time to take action. Now is the time to go to that lowest floor. You want to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. It is moving northeast towards the community of Arden, towards places eventually like Grape Creek and St. Angelo, and we can put a storm tracker on this thunderstorm, give kind of an updated look on when it's expected to arrive. It's looking to impact places like Arden, Mertzen, Sherwood in portions of Erie County, and it's still moving northeast at about 30 miles an hour. So that is good news in the sense that it's relatively slow. It's moving at about the pace you would on the roadways. So about what you would on a typical road in the town, but it will impact places like Arden near about 8:20 this evening, by 8:40 by McKnight State Sanatorium. Grape Creek a little, about an hour from now, about Grape Creek by about 8:50, and Grape Creek Pulliam School by about 8:50 this evening. So it's not as impressive of a signature on radar as we were seeing just a little bit ago. It's an impressive signature nonetheless. So we're really keeping an eye on it, especially considering how close it is to the city of St. Angelo. And it's still in effect until 8:15. National Weather Service has given this having a little bit of some technical difficulties. National Weather Service still keeping a tornado warning in effect. I apologize, we're having some technical difficulties. Desmond, would you mind pulling up the Sky Tracker, see if we can see anything right now on the St. Angelo Sky Tracker? Things are calm in the city of St. Angelo right now. We are keeping an eye on that powerful thunderstorm, though, moving northeast at about 30 miles an hour. And the National Weather Service saying that if this thunderstorm, if we could please go back to the radar, please, Desmond. If this thunderstorm maintains its current track, it would impact places like Grape Creek and the northern half of St. Angelo after 8:15 this evening, between about 8:15 and 9 p.m. So there's no current warnings for St. Angelo. There is a little bit of a severe thunderstorm warning for far northwestern portions of Tom Green County. And we have that tornado warning in effect until 8:15 Central Time. So for the next 15 minutes at least, folks in Arden, folks in northeastern portions of Erie County, I want you to continue to stay in that safe room. continuing with the radar data, continuing to show the powerful signature on radar. You can see where the green and red are touching each other. Green represents winds moving towards the radar, and red represents winds moving away from the radar. You can see it has that counterclockwise shape and moving towards the community of Arden. So Arden still wants you to be in your safe room. Again, for those of you who are just now joining us, we're doing on-air continuous coverage for a tornado warning in northern, northeastern portions of Erie County. And to be honest with you, this is a really powerful looking thunderstorm. So I really want you to take this seriously, folks near Arden. And new radar scan still showing that powerful looking signature. It really hasn't lost a whole lot of steam. Right to the west of the community of Arden. Naming off some roads between Arden and where this powerful rotation is ongoing, near County Road 412, near Hellhole Road, near Dry Creek Road, near Mary's Road, near Ranch to Market Road, 853. If any of these areas sound familiar to you, now's the time you want to get into that safe room. Now's the time that you want to take action with that tornado warning ongoing. And we're also seeing severe thunderstorms across Taylor and Nolan counties. So that's for portions of the big country. Not concerned with an imminent tornado threat across portions of the big country. The focus right now is on the tornado warning in northeastern portions of Erie County. Here's your red polygon. It's northwest of the folks of Mertzen. It's to the west of folks in Arden. That's northeastern corner of Erie County. And the rotation moving northeast at roughly 30 miles an hour. The tornado warning is in effect until 8:15 this evening. We're keeping a really close eye on it for folks in San Angelo, folks in Tom Green County. National Weather Service saying that if this thunderstorm maintains its current track, it'll likely impact places like Grape Creek and San Angelo between about 8:50 and 9 p.m. this evening. So really want you to keep a very close eye on it, folks near San Angelo and Grape Creek. But the imminent threat right now is for folks near Arden, for folks to the north of Barnhart. Desmond, Brandon, if y'all are seeing anything on y'all's end in terms of reports from the public, feel free to pass those along. I'm keeping a close eye on those reports from the National Weather Service as well. Apologies, getting a lot of different notifications right now. So, new scan in from the radar site near San Angelo. It's just to the west of folks in Arden, so Arden still really needs you to be in that safe room, lowest floor. You want to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. The most recent scan does look a little bit less organized than it did even just a little while ago. We still have that tornado warning in effect until 8:15 this evening. And just another scan came in while I was talking, and it's still impressive. It's still definitely a rotational signal, and I still want you to be in that safe room, folks near Arden, for at least the next 12 minutes. It's 8:03 right now, and that flashing red tornado warning is in effect until 8 p.m. this evening. And it's a powerful thunderstorm. You know, we've seen reports of tornadoes earlier today across the Concho Valley and across Sterling County and Tom Green County. So I think I speak for all of us in West Texas when I say I think we're ready to be done with the tornado threat, but unfortunately, we do still have that tornado warning in effect for portions of Erie County. The winds inside the thunderstorm are still looking decently organized, and it is right now just kind of moving along the cold front. So we'll have to see if it is able to organize better, or what this thunderstorm continues to do, what the National Weather Service decides to do with the warning if they end up issuing that tornado warning for Tom Green County. Just know that myself, the entire team here at Fox West Texas, takes severe weather very seriously. We appreciate you trusting us. I appreciate your trust for all of your weather information. And it looks like the National Weather Service has trimmed down portions of that tornado warning over northeastern portions of Erie County. The newest data from the radar site in San Angelo, you can still definitely see that rotation. Here's the winds going towards the radar. Red is winds going away from the radar. You can definitely still see that rotation just to the west of Arden. National Weather Service, let's see if they have updated. So still warned for potentially up to ping pong ball size tail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And it's still moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. And it is still radar indicated at this point. That's the communications from the National Weather Service. We'll see if they end up extending this tornado warning towards Grape Creek, towards San Angelo. Regardless of if they do or don't, I highly recommend you pay attention to us at Fox West Texas, local meteorologists, the National Weather Service office in San Angelo, brilliant group of meteorologists, all keeping an eye on this tornado warning, which is across northern portions of Erie County. National Weather Service saying, I want to pull up the latest information from them. At 8:03 p.m., a confirmed tornado was located 8 miles west of Arden, moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. So it's just to the west of you in Arden. So National Weather Service is now calling this a confirmed tornado as of 8:03. And it is a confirmed tornado, and it's also been confirmed, unfortunately, to have produced damage. So it's a really dangerous situation ongoing for portions of Erie County. Folks in Arden, this really underscores what I've been talking about here at Fox West Texas. That is a dangerous situation. If you haven't already gotten into your safe room, now is definitely the time to do it. We're under that tornado warning until 8:15. I imagine the National Weather Service is going to go ahead and extend that tornado warning. Folks in Arden, again, really need you to be in that safe room, just given the history this thunderstorm has of cycling up and down in intensity. And National Weather Service calling this a weather spotter confirmed tornado 8 miles west of Arden, moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. And you can see it right there on radar, just to the west of folks in Arden. And eventually that is going to make its way northeastward. And I think folks who live along Highway 87 definitely want to go ahead and probably start making preparations to go ahead and get into your safe room, given the history that this thunderstorm has. Folks in Arden, now's the call to action. If you know folks who live in Arden, go ahead and give them a phone call. Go ahead and let them know that there's been confirmation of a powerful thunderstorm, a tornado warning that has been confirmed to cause damage in effect until 8:15. Likely going to extend that, just given the trends that we've been seeing. Desmond, Brandon, are y'all seeing anything on y'all's end that I'm missing in terms of damage reports? Okay. So far, nothing as of yet from there. And then we also have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Erie and Sterling and Tom Green County. You can see that yellow polygon that encapsulates that smaller red polygon. That's where the tornado warning is in effect right now. Still moving towards the community of Arden will, if I had to guess, National Weather Service is likely going to extend that tornado warning into portions of Tom Green County. Right now, they're probably discussing what time frame they're going to be issuing that warning, where exactly the red lines are going to be drawn. But just know, northern Tom Green County, this thunderstorm is making its way towards you, and eventually it's going to be making its way towards Coke County and Runnels County, northeast of San Angelo. But we'll really have to see how well this thunderstorm is able to hold together. And still some powerful winds ongoing inside that thunderstorm. We can see approximately how fast the winds are blowing. So it does look like some of the more recent numbers coming from the radar are on the weaker side. Regardless, though, there's been confirmation from a storm spotter, at least when this thunderstorm was back towards the community of Barnhart, which is in western portions of Erie County, that had confirmed produced a tornado. And it's still the same thunderstorm moving towards the community of Arden in northeastern portions of Erie County. So still a serious situation, serious enough to have warranted some pretty serious warning from my colleagues at the National Weather Service office in San Angelo. So potentially a very dangerous situation. And even if it's not producing a tornado at this specific moment, know that it has a history of producing a tornado. It also has it's also been a dangerous day across the Concho Valley. So we've seen that with confirmation of a tornado towards Arden that happened earlier this afternoon, confirmation of a tornado south of Sterling City. And currently we're under that tornado warning, community of Arden, northeastern portions of Erie County, under that tornado warning for the next 4 or 5 minutes. I do think the National Weather Service is probably going to extend that tornado warning. Desmond, would you mind briefly pulling up the San Angelo Sky Tracker? I want to see if we can see anything of note. Right now, the San Angelo Sky Tracker is very blurry. Probably off camera, we need to go and readjust that. For now, if you want to take it back to the radar. Still rotation ongoing across places like Arden. Even if they don't extend this tornado warning, likely going to have a severe thunderstorm warning across portions of Tom Green County, because overall the signature on radar is looking weaker. That's some good news. Supercell thunderstorms, which are thunderstorms that have the rotation associated with them, they have a tendency to cycle up and cycle down in intensity, meaning one moment the thunderstorm can be looking really powerful, it can briefly weaken before strengthening back up again. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what this thunderstorm's doing. There's also a cold front moving through the area right now. Thanks to all the thunderstorms that moved through the Concho Valley earlier in your Saturday, the cooler air from those thunderstorms have helped push a thunderstorm through, have helped push a cold front through the area thanks to that cool air from the thunderstorms. So hopefully that can have the impact of weakening this thunderstorm. Still though, it has had a history of having a tornado on the ground that was closer towards Barnhart. Closer towards the community of Barnhart. It's still looking like a powerful thunderstorm. Going to briefly check social media, seeing if we're missing any reports, seeing any reports from any spotters. So receiving comments asking about the community of Knickerbocker. So here's Knickerbocker. It's more southwestern portions of, so the community of Knickerbocker is in southwest Tom Green County. I think most likely this thunderstorm's not going to impact the community of Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker, the street in San Angelo, is more on the southern side of San Angelo. So I think if this thunderstorm does move into Tom Green County, it's not likely to impact either of those areas. And hopefully that answers the questions that we're seeing on social media. Do apologize. We're receiving a lot of information right now from folks in social media. And they have just issued a tornado warning, and it does not include San Angelo proper. It does include Grape Creek, and that tornado warning is in effect. Waiting for the newest data to come in. The tornado warning is in effect apologies, it is being slow, our computer's being slow. Tornado warning is in effect for northwestern portions of Tom Green County until 9 o'clock. For those of you who are just now joining us, a tornado warning has been extended into Tom Green County. I want to emphasize that this does not include the city of San Angelo. It does include places like Carlsbad. It does include places like Grape Creek, and we've seen confirmation of this thunderstorm producing a tornado earlier in its life and is now approaching Highway 87. It's making its way towards places like Grape Creek and Water Valley. I want to emphasize, at this point, it does not look to pose a direct, imminent threat to the city of San Angelo. It will impact that it does pose a threat to the community of Grape Creek and Water Valley. So folks in Grape Creek, folks in Water Valley, I really need to be in that safe room. The strongest rotation associated with the thunderstorm is to the west of Arden right now. Looking at the winds inside the thunderstorm, where you're seeing green, that's winds going towards the radar. Where you're seeing red, that's winds going away from the radar. Right where the green and red are next to each other, that's rotation, indicative that this thunderstorm is very powerful. And we've seen the radar signature go up and down in intensity. That's typical with these types of thunderstorms. Folks in Grape Creek, though, know that between now and 9 p.m., so for the next 45 minutes, you have that potential of a tornado. So folks in Grape Creek, folks in Water Valley, folks in Arden, I really need you to be in your safe room. National Weather Service saying that it's currently a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located near Arden, and it's moving northeast at 25 miles an hour. So it's slowed down a little bit. Still though, folks in Grape Creek, I need you to be in that safe room for at least the next 45 minutes, maybe a little bit longer than that. With the ongoing tornado warning, I'll put a storm track on the thunderstorm. And Brandon Desmond, just to confirm, we're still on all our streaming platforms. Okay, so confirmed we are still on all our streaming platforms. Thank you. So if you live in places like Grape Creek, Water Valley, I want you to get in your safe room, and you can watch us from your safe room on things like Fox West Texas mobile app, YouTube, Facebook, your preferred streaming method. Help keep you safe. Here's kind of our current idea with the track by it should be near the community of Grape Creek by just after the 9 o'clock hour, by McKnight State Sanatorium a little after 8:50 this evening, and near Grape Creek Pulliam soon, but Pulliam School by, again, just after 9 o'clock. So the thunderstorm and potentially a tornado is just to is just over far northeastern portions of Erie County, far northwestern portions of Tom Green County. It's moving over relatively rural portions of the Fox West Texas viewing area, over relatively rural portions of Erie County and Tom Green County. Still though, approximately 3,000 people live inside this polygon, and of course, we're going to be right here with you tracking this thunderstorm. You can see this little hook shape, that's indicative of winds going inside the thunderstorm, and it's allowing this thunderstorm to be healthy for this thunderstorm to still be continuing to strengthen even after being around for such a long time. And hail sizes also look to be increasing with this thunderstorm. To give you an approximation of how big those hailstones could be, radar will estimate it. You can see it looks like the biggest hail is just to the north, or kind of on the northwestern corner of the community of Arden. Just on the northwestern side of the community of Arden. This is eventually going to make its way towards Grape Creek and Water Valley. The same folks under that tornado warning, so we're seeing the threat for a tornado, threat for large hail, and heavy rainfall that could lead to flash flooding. So a very complicated situation right now. Remember, if you find yourself driving on flooded roadways, you always remember, turn around, don't drown. That's the advice we always give. Potential for hail, this particular radar sampling, potentially up to walnut size. The National Weather Service is warning for potentially as large as ping pong, maybe even golf ball sized hail associated with that thunderstorm. And likely, since this thunderstorm is moving into a relatively well-populated area, if there's a tornado on the ground, we'll likely receive confirmation soon. Hopefully, though, the rotation will stay in the mid-levels of the thunderstorm and there won't be confirmation of anything on the ground. Regardless, though, it's a powerful thunderstorm producing straight-line wind gusts and also producing the threat of large hail. So a powerful thunderstorm ongoing for portions of Erie and Tom Green County. You'll notice there are a lot of different polygons on this map right now. It's a little confusing. Let me essentially break down what's going on. So you have severe thunderstorms stretching from just to the southwest of Abilene towards San Angelo, towards Sterling City, towards Big Lake. And one of those thunderstorms currently has a tornado warning. That's over northeastern portions of Erie County, moving into northwestern portions of Tom Green County. Right where you see that little hook shape, that's the inflow coming into the thunderstorm, and also where we're seeing the rotation. It's currently, it appears according to this radar that the strongest rotation is on the northwestern side of the community of Arden, near Arden Cemetery Road, near County Road 420. If you live in this area, if any of these roads sound familiar to you, I want you to get in your safe room. That is the lowest floor away from windows. You want to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. That is always the suggestion when a tornado warning is in progress. That is the highest concern right now for portions of Erie County and for northwestern portions of Tom Green County. I think it's most likely not going to have a direct impact on the community of San Angelo. It still is in effect until, the tornado warning is still in effect until 9 p.m. this evening. So for the next 30 minutes approximately a little over 30 minutes is how long the tornado warning is going to be in effect. And it will impact the community of Carlsbad, impact the places like Grape Creek. Here we can briefly show kind of who all is in and who all is out of that tornado warning. So You can see Grape Creek over towards US Highway 87 included in that tornado warning. Right now, it does not appear that the city of San Angelo is included in that tornado warning. Still though, if you live in Tom Green County, especially if you live in the city of San Angelo, I still want you to be very vigilant. If you live in places like Grape Creek along Highway 87, places like Carlsbad, I really want you to be taking this seriously. I want you to be in your safe room. That is the lowest floor away from windows. And yes, we have received confirmation of the tornado ongoing near the community of Arden. So folks near Grape Creek, folks near Carlsbad, really want you to be taking this thunderstorm very seriously. It's in a highly populated portion of our viewing area. It's worth repeating though, city of San Angelo does not appear to be under an imminent threat from this thunderstorm. Just to the northwest of San Angelo, just towards communities like Grape Creek and Water Valley, look to be under the highest threat. The imminent concern, where the current strongest rotation appears to be just to the northwest of Arden. And also we're looking at another thunderstorm just to the west of this storm in northwestern Tom Green County, northeastern Erie County, and that's also looking to be a pretty powerful thunderstorm. They're repeating over the same locations. That's lending towards a threat for flash flooding, and it's lending towards a threat of flash flooding. So if you remember, if you find yourself driving on flooded roadways, the advice is always to turn around, don't drown. The highest threat though is still the ongoing tornado warning for northeastern portions of Erie County and northwestern portions of Tom Green County. Grape Creek towards Arden, I really want you to be in your safe room. Lowest floor away from windows. The tornado warning is in effect until 9 p.m. this evening. So folks in Grape Creek, folks in Water Valley, want you to be in your safe room for at least the next half hour. Desmond, can we briefly take the San Angelo Sky Tracker? I want to see if we can see anything. Right now, it is just cloudy skies over the city of San Angelo. All right, let's go ahead and take the radar. For those of you who are just now joining us, we're doing live continuous coverage because of a tornado warning in effect for northeastern portions of Erie County, for northwestern portions of Tom Green County. National Weather Service has confirmed that this tornado has produced a tornado over portions of Erie County. That's moving into northwestern portions of Tom Green County, northwest of the community of San Angelo towards places like Grape Creek, places like Water Valley, Carlsbad, under a tornado warning polygon for the next 40 minutes or so until 9 p.m. this evening. Most recent information from the National Weather Service, right now, they are saying that it is in effect until 9 p.m. this evening. It's a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado moving northeast at 25 miles an hour. And the main threats with this thunderstorm, again, not just the threat for a tornado, not just the threat of heavy rain, but also the threat of ping pong ball sized hail. I want to give you a storm track, give you an idea of where exactly how fast and where exactly this thunderstorm is moving. It's moving northeast at approximately 25 miles an hour. So it'll be near the community of Grape Creek right by about 9 p.m. this evening. It'll be near Grape Creek by 9 o'clock this evening. It'll be near McKnight State Sanatorium by 8:49 this evening. So a dangerous situation ongoing right now across portions of northeastern Erie County, northwestern Tom Green County, a really dangerous situation unfolding just to the northwest of the city of San Angelo. If you know any folks who are traveling towards places like Sterling City, Grape Creek, or Water Valley along Highway 87 from San Angelo, let them know that now is not the time to be traveling along that highway because there is a tornado warning in effect. It looks like the rotation is now passing right along the line of Erie County into Tom Green County. So folks in northwestern Tom Green County want you to be in your safe room. That is the lowest floor away from windows. You want to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. County Road 420, County Road 430, and Bates Road, that's where it looks like the rotation is currently ongoing. And we have just had a second tornado warning issued across portions of Erie County for kind of a line segment, just for some of the same folks who saw a tornado warning not too long ago as that was moving out of, as this current thunderstorm in northwestern Tom Green County was moving through Erie County. Some of those same folks are currently under another tornado warning, and that's in effect until 9:15 this evening. So currently we have three counties in our view, or we have two counties in our viewing area, two different tornado warnings, all across portions of the Concho Valley. And right now it's people in Tom Green County, it's people in Erie County who really need to be paying attention. To give you to break down what we're seeing across the area right now, it's folks down from Arden to Mertzen, and really the whole northern half of Erie County under a tornado warning until 9:15 this evening, and also a tornado warning between Arden and Grape Creek, the tornado warning just to the northwest of the city of San Angelo. So to break down what's going on, it's a complicated situation. We have two tornado warnings. The first tornado warning is for northeastern Erie County, northwestern Tom Green County. That's in effect until 9 p.m. this evening. There's been confirmation earlier of a tornado warning, of a tornado on the ground, and now a second tornado warning. This one is for folks also in Erie County. It's moving into western portions of Erie County right now, and eventually it's going to kind of impact the same areas that have already been impacted by a tornado warning. And right now the rotational signature with that storm over Erie County is looking pretty powerful. The green represents winds going towards the radar. The red represents winds going away from the radar. And right now the National Weather Service saying that there's a tornado warning for northern Erie County. There's a tornado warning for northern Erie County. It's currently 20 miles north of the community of Barnhart, and it's moving east at 35 miles an hour. So I want to give you an idea of where exactly it'll be moving over the next little bit of time. It'll be near Arden just after 9 o'clock this evening, and it'll be near the air park by about 9:15 this evening, which would put it relatively close towards the city of San Angelo. I'll have to see how this thunderstorm is able to hold together. And aside from the potential tornado threat, there's also the threat of some very large hail associated with this thunderstorm, potentially upwards of 3 inches in diameter. So folks in Erie County really need you to be taking this thunderstorm seriously, need you to be in the lowest floor away from windows. So a really dangerous situation ongoing in Erie County. Erie County Currently, there are 2 different tornado warnings. Apologies, having a little bit of some technical difficulties. So for those of you who are just now joining us, we're doing live on-air coverage for 2 different tornado warnings across the Fox West Texas viewing area. One for northeastern portions of Tom Green County, or rather northwestern portions of Tom Green County, places like Grape Creek and Water Valley. Northeastern portions of Erie County, that tornado warning is in effect until 9 p.m. this evening, and a second tornado warning over northern portions of Erie County. Both of these thunderstorms are fairly impressive. I'll be honest, the one over Tom Green County, I'm a little less impressed with it than I was even just 10-15 minutes ago. It still has powerful rotation associated with it, still powerful winds. Grape Creek over towards Carlsbad, back towards Arden. I still want you to be in your tornado safe place. Folks in Arden, I also want you to be in your tornado safe room because of that second tornado warning back towards the community, which is kind of back towards western portions of Erie County over relatively rural portions of the area. That strongest rotation right now is to the west of the community of Arden. So folks in Arden, I still really need you to be in that safe room because this tornado warning is eventually going to be making its way towards there. It's moving east at about 35 miles an hour. And I want to point this out. You look at the rain mode of our radar. Okay, so we have this thunderstorm with a hook shape, and that's in northwestern portions of Tom Green County, moving towards places like Grape Creek, also producing large hail. And the secondary tornado warning, the second tornado warning over northern portions of Erie County, and you'll notice that kind of backward C shape. That's indicative of powerful winds associated with the thunderstorm, and also where we have that tornado warning in effect. Because even if it's not producing a tornado at this exact moment, it's still producing the very powerful winds. So folks in Arden, I still want you to be in your safe room through at least 9:15 this evening because of how powerful this thunderstorm is. And I do want to take a second, it's a little after 8:30 right now, to just kind of give a broad overview of what's going on. You'll notice those warnings across portions of North Texas, and then we have several warnings stretching southwestward from the city of Abilene towards places like Sterling City and Erie County. And there are currently 2 tornado warnings in effect for the Fox West Texas viewing area. The first one for northeastern Erie County, northwestern portions of Tom Green County. City of San Angelo not currently included in that tornado warning, but places like Grape Creek are included in that tornado warning. That's in effect until 9 p.m. this evening. And also a tornado warning westward towards Erie County, and we're seeing reports of 1.25 inch in diameter hail, and that was over Runnels County. So Runnels County not currently under an imminent tornado threat. Arden down towards Mertzen, the northern half of Erie County, you're still under a tornado threat because of that kind of broken line of showers and thunderstorms moving across west central Texas. Again, the green is winds moving towards the radar. The red is winds going away from the radar. And even if this thunderstorm isn't producing a tornado, it's likely producing the very strong winds. National Weather Service saying that potentially producing up to baseball-sized hail. So just a call to action to be in your safe room, because even if it's not producing a tornado, likely producing baseball-sized hail and wind gusts potentially upwards of 30 miles an hour. Desmond, are y'all seeing any reports of damage? Okay, so far no reports have been given to our newsroom. That is certainly some good news. The rotation associated with that thunderstorm over northwestern Tom Green County, it's kind of between Arden and Grape Creek at this point, and it is still a noteworthy thunderstorm. We still have that tornado warning in effect. Still seeing broad rotation, and we might be seeing a little bit of rotation as well near the city of Water Valley. So Water Valley, Carlsbad, down towards Grape Creek, still really need you to be in your safe room. Still need you to be taking this very seriously. And you can really see with that second thunderstorm, the powerful winds ongoing. Okay, so new information from the National Weather Service in San Angelo. They're expecting this tornado warning to also track northwestward of the city of San Angelo. So we're still going to be keeping a close eye on it, but you'll notice the most powerful winds are trending towards the northern half of that tornado warning polygon. So folks near Grape Creek, folks near Water Valley and Carlsbad, still want you to be in that safe room, and unfortunately it looks like there might be a second round of rotation that'll eventually make its way towards kind of the northwestern portions of Tom Green County. So unfortunately, it has been a unfortunately a really busy night in the severe weather department, and hopefully once these thunderstorms move through, things will start to calm down a little bit. But we know in West Texas that a lot of times we'll have very powerful thunderstorms move through the area. 2 tornado warnings ongoing in the Fox West Texas viewing area right now. The first one is for portions of Erie County, portions of Tom Green County. The National Weather Service has trimmed back that warning for portions of Erie County. Let me get the latest information on that. So folks in Grape Creek, folks in Water Valley, really need you to be taking that tornado warning seriously. Still the broad rotation, it's impacting a relatively well-populated portion of the Fox West Texas viewing area. And you can also see that rotation across northern portions of Erie County, moving eastward towards the community of Arden. That tornado warning is in effect until 9 p.m. this evening, until 9:15 this evening. And most recent radar scan showing both of those tornado warnings, the area of rotation west of Arden has weakened quite a bit. That is certainly some good news. Both of these areas of rotation on radar are still looking relatively healthy. They're looking relatively powerful, and that's why they're continuing those tornado warnings. We'll be keeping an eye on both of these very powerful thunderstorms. Lots of information coming through, lots of severe thunderstorm warnings. We're seeing a lot of thunderstorm warnings across portions of Sterling County, portions of Coke County, even getting into portions of the Big Country. Know that the 2 biggest areas of concern in our viewing area, west of Arden and northeast of Arden and portions of Erie County into portions of Tom Green County. Tom Green and Erie counties, places like Grape Creek, you're still under a tornado warning until 9 p.m. So for a little less than 15 minutes, you'll continue to be under that tornado warning. Remember that thunderstorm in northern portions of Erie County, southern portions of Sterling County, warned for potentially upwards of tennis ball sized hail. The tornado warning over portions of Tom Green County, not anticipated to produce, hail that large. That thunderstorm is warned for potentially upwards of quarter sized hail So not nearly as big as what folks are seeing over northern portions of Erie County. So regardless of if tornadoes are being produced at this specific moment, know that they are still powerful thunderstorms. They really still pack a punch, and that's why we're continuing to keep a very close eye on them. National Weather Service has upgraded that severe thunderstorm warning for for southern Sterling County, northwestern Tom Green County, and northwestern Erie County, again for that potential of upwards of tennis ball sized hail. So that's that severe thunderstorm warning we were just talking about a second ago. The thunderstorms in general that produce large hail tend to also exhibit rotation. Doesn't necessarily mean every thunderstorm that produces a hail also goes on to produce a tornado, but just know that oftentimes we'll see multiple threats ongoing with thunderstorms at the same time. And folks near Grape Creek, I really want you to be taking this thunderstorm seriously. Overall, the presentation on radar isn't looking as good as it did, isn't looking as organized as it did over portions of Erie County. It definitely is still there. You can definitely still see the rotation to the northwest of the city of San Angelo. We might be seeing a little bit of redevelopment of some rotation on kind of the far northern portion of the area. I think that might be a little bit of what meteorologists call side lobe contamination. Essentially what that means is you have hail inside the thunderstorm and it can interfere with the data coming through the radar. So and even when that's occurring, that's indicative of a powerful thunderstorm. So still, folks between Grape Creek and Carlsbad, I really want you to be taking this seriously. I want you to still be in your safe room. Seeing a lot of tornado warnings, not just in the Fox West Texas viewing area, but also across portions of North Texas, across portions of even the state of Oklahoma. Okay, it is currently 8:45 p.m. For those of you who are just now joining us, we currently have 2 tornado warnings. One is in effect for northeastern Erie County, northwestern Tom Green County, includes places like Grape Creek up towards Water Valley and Carlsbad. That's in effect until 9 p.m. this evening. So for the next 15 minutes, Grape Creek, that portion of Tom Green County, I really want you to continue to be in that safe room. San Angelo currently not under an imminent threat. And the second tornado warning, back a little bit further to the west, it's just to the west of folks in Arden. You can see that kind of bulge. That is indicative of some very powerful winds associated with the thunderstorm. And you can see broad rotation still ongoing, extending pretty much across the entire northern half of Erie County, just goes to show how dynamic this thunderstorm is. It's able to produce this big of an area of powerful rotation enough to warrant a tornado warning. That's in effect until 9:15 this evening. So folks in Arden, if you live northwestern portions of Erie County, west of the community of Arden towards the border with Reagan County, I still want you to be in that safe place. And just as a quick reminder, the tornado warning for northern Erie County is in effect until 9 p.m. this evening, and it looks like the National Weather Service has released another update on that tornado warning. For northwestern portions of Erie County, for northeastern portions of Erie County, northwestern Tom Green County, thunderstorm capable producing a tornado was near Arden, moving northeast at 25 miles an hour. And they just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Callahan County and southern portions of Taylor County. So folks in Arden, it looks like that tornado warning over northern portions of Erie County. It is making its way towards y'all, and that's in effect until 9:15 for your Saturday evening. I'm going to quickly clear off this information and give y'all a quick update on when we can kind of expect the and it's currently moving northeast at about 25 miles an hour, it seems. And I do apologize for the briefs in coverage. Just know I'm over here working with the weather computer, making sure we're giving you the most accurate and up-to-date information. Still monitoring very closely those two areas of rotation. Arden, you have an area of rotation just to your west, and even if the thunderstorm is not producing a tornado at this point, know that there is the potential for that tornado to kind of wrap up and intensify. We've seen these thunderstorms kind of go up and down in intensity, as is characteristic for these types of thunderstorms. So to kind of give you a broader picture of what's going on, you see two thunderstorms across portions of our viewing area, both of which are causing tornado warnings. The first tornado warning associated with this thunderstorm, it stretches from near Arden, northeastward to northwestern portions of Tom Green County. It's northwest of folks in San Angelo. That's where the rotation is ongoing. And we also have a tornado warning over northern portions of Erie County. That's the red polygon that's currently flashing on your screen. And that tornado warning is in effect until 9:15 this evening. So for another 20 minutes or so, that tornado warning is going to be in effect. And this is a complicated severe weather setup. It's a complicated situation ongoing in West Central Texas. Just know myself, the meteorologist at the National Weather Service, we work together very closely to make sure that we're communicating all the potential weather impacts to you. Folks near Grape Creek along US Highway 87 North, I still want you to be taking this seriously for at least the next 5 to 10 minutes. We'll see if the National Weather Service chooses to extend this tornado warning or if they allow it to expire. The winds inside the thunderstorm not looking nearly as impressive as they were across northern portions of Erie County. That's not to say it can't re-intensify, but at this particular moment, I'm not overly concerned with it. So that's certainly some great news. Further towards the east, further towards the west, towards Erie County, that thunderstorm also is not looking as impressive as it did not a while ago. Certainly not when it triggered the tornado warning. Still, though, the tornado warning is in effect for Erie County until 9:15. And we also have the tornado warning that extends northeastward towards Tom Green County. That's in effect until 9 p.m. We have several severe thunderstorm warnings in effect, several flash flood warnings in effect, because these thunderstorms have rode the cold front like a train car is going along a train track. They're just dumping a whole lot of rain. So it's made for a dangerous situation across the Concho Valley. And I know that going into your tornado safe room on a Saturday night, the Saturday before Easter, isn't the most exciting way to spend a Saturday night, but just know it is important in order to keep you and your family safe from all the potential weather impacts. And we here at Fox West Texas, you have my personal promise that we will always work hard to make sure that you and your families stay safe. You have that will always be working hard to make sure that you and your families are staying safe. And Desmond, are there any sort of reports coming in from social media? Okay, what reports are y'all? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, our producers right now are currently checking to see if there are any sort of reports coming in. A severe thunderstorm warning's been issued for Runnels, Coke, and Tom Green County. So likely they're going to allow that severe thunderstorm warning over northwestern Tom Green County to expire. That's certainly some good news because that means the tornado threat is decreasing for places like Grape Creek and Water Valley. Still, you're under that tornado warning for the next 5 minutes until 9 p.m. So Grape Creek, Water Valley, you're almost in the all clear. Just, I want you to stay in there until I officially give you the all clear, because there is still a tornado warning in effect. For northwestern Tom Green County, you're under that warning for the next 5 minutes until 9 p.m. And also still the tornado warning ongoing across portions of Erie County, and that's moving quite quickly towards the community of Arden. We've been tracking it for a while now. We'll have to keep a close eye on that thunderstorm just to the west of Arden, see if it'll impact folks in San Angelo. The good news is the thunderstorm's not looking as powerful as it once did. We might have two kind of weak areas of rotation associated with that one tornado warning in northern portions of Erie County. You notice those two appendages. I'll be keeping a very close eye on that as we're here on air, and you'll notice that's confirmed in the velocity data as well, the storm wind data. You have this area of red and green right next to each other, this area of red and green right next to each other, further back west. So a powerful thunderstorm. We'll be watching very closely whether or not it's able to intensify whether or not it's able to intensify. But it does look like that thunderstorm over Erie and Tom Green County has weakened. There was confirmation of a tornado earlier near Barnhart in northern Erie County. Since then, thankfully, the thunderstorm is looking quite a bit weaker. Not to say that it's completely weakened to the point where you no longer need to be concerned with it, but it's definitely lost some of its steam, and that's always great news. We always, of course, it's always great news because we don't want the weather to impact anyone across West Texas, and we still have those two tornado warnings in effect for at least a little while. And we'll see what the National Weather Service chooses to do with this tornado warning over portions of Erie County. You'll see still some relatively weak rotation. We'll see how the National Weather Service is, or how the radar, So the rotation inside the thunderstorms, that's what shear is. Shear is effectively rotation in a thunderstorm. It's about 37 to 40 miles an hour, so it's still powerful. It's not as powerful as it was across western portions of Erie County. That's certainly some good news. Hopefully it'll continue on this trend, and we'll continue keeping a very close eye on it. Let's take a look at the hail sizes inside the thunderstorm. It still looks like there's some pretty big hail for folks in southeastern Sterling County. That's southeastern Sterling County has already seen a lot of activity today. Folks in Sterling County, I'm sure you're okay with never seeing big hail again because of how much hail has fell across the area today. I would certainly understand that. Northwest of Arden towards southeastern Sterling County, potentially upwards of golf ball sized hail still falling with that thunderstorm. So we haven't really seen a huge reduction of those hail sizes. So really keeping a close eye on things. I believe what's going to happen is this tornado warning over northwestern Tom Green County is going to be allowed to expire. That's going to move northeastern into Coke County. After that, the tornado threat with the thunderstorm really should be over. And then we'll be pointing our eyes across portions of Erie County, which still has some pretty decent rotation with it. And it looks like we might be seeing a little bit of some erroneous weather radar data in there, some weather radar data with errors in it, which can happen sometimes, especially when you have these really powerful thunderstorms. All right, it is just before 9 o'clock. We have that tornado warning in effect until 9 o'clock for Erie and Tom Green County. We'll see if they end up extending that in towards portions of Coke County. But folks in Grape Creek, Water Valley, you're starting to see the heavy rainfall fall down. So if there is a tornado warning ongoing, you're not going to be able to see it just because of the blankets of rain that are falling down. Desmond, can we briefly take the San Angelo Sky Tracker, see if we can see anything? For a second, it looked like there was a little lightning. All right. We have had some reports passed along of power outages across the key city of Abilene. If we want to take radar real quick, some power outages across the city of Abilene, just because look how many thunderstorms there are. I want to give a quick update on the tornado situation. Tornado warning for Tom Green County has been allowed to expire. Severe thunderstorm warning is now in effect for northern portions of Tom Green County, Coke County, eventually moving into Runnels County. It looks like the tornado warning with that thunderstorm has decreased, so we can give the all clear for Tom Green County at this point. No more tornado warnings. I'd still recommend just hanging out inside for places like Grape Creek and Water Valley because there is still a powerful thunderstorm ongoing. We are continuing on-air coverage for at least the next 15 minutes because of a tornado warning over portions of Erie County. All right, thank you for that report. We have received reports from Reagan County, Reagan County Sheriff's Office, thank you. Reagan County Sheriff's Office that there's reports of water on the road in portions of Reagan County. Just from all the rain that's fallen, Reagan County has really gotten hit with a lot of different thunderstorms all moving across the area. I'm keeping a really close eye on this thunderstorm. It looks like the leading edge of it is just to the west of folks of Arden. So if you live on the west side of Arden, if you live near Arden Cemetery Road or County Road 420 near Bates Road, likely about to get some very heavy rainfall, likely some large hail associated with it too, and under a tornado warning until 9:15. So for the next 13 minutes, folks in Arden, folks in northern portions of Erie County, I need you to be in that safe room, lowest floor away from windows. If you have a FEMA-approved tornado shelter, that is, of course, the highest standard of where you can go during a tornado warning. That's your best bet. That's your best option. The lowest floor away from windows is also a great option, though, and we're really getting good low-level data from this thunderstorm. I want to give a approximate timing of when we can expect apologies, having some technical difficulties, when we can expect the strongest rotation to arrive. So the dangerous storm is expected to be near Arden around 9 p.m., and that's what we're seeing right now. It's moving east at approximately 35 miles an hour, so it's kind of maintained the speed we were seeing earlier. I'm going to give it looks to be nearing, again, Arden, basically right on top of Arden right now. Need you to be in your safe room in Arden near Rivercrest Hospital at 9:30 this evening, 9:35 in the city of San Angelo, and by about 9:36 it should be near Shannon Medical Center. We'll have to see if it maintains its current intensity if the National Weather Service chooses to extend that tornado warning. It's in effect for at least the next 10 minutes. We've received reports of quarter-sized hail near Buffalo Gap, and that's in Taylor County. Again, not impacting that storm in Erie County, not impacting that storm near Arden, but we are receiving hail reports across the area just because we've seen multiple different severe thunderstorms across the area producing a lot of weather impacts. That's why we have that weather impact alert in effect until very early Sunday morning. And this is why, because of the threat of strong to severe thunderstorms. And we've seen these multiple waves of strong to severe thunderstorms. Last night, we saw a line of thunderstorms move through. And late tonight into early tomorrow morning, I'm expecting another round of showers and thunderstorms to move through. So we're not quite done. By early Easter morning, though, things are going to be much calmer. Still, that's a consideration for any of those early Easter morning plans. And it looks like the National Weather Service has just issued a severe thunderstorm warning. It does include the northern half of Tom Green County. And also a flash flood warning. All right, let's get the latest information on that severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, it's a severe thunderstorm warning for Coke, Erie, Sterling, and Tom Green counties. It's in effect until 10 p.m. Saturday evening, so for the next 45 minutes or so. And maximum wind gusts potentially up to 60 miles an hour, and some golf ball sized hail expected over the northern half of Tom Green County. So still not quite done with the impactful storm chances. I think the tornado threat, the imminent tornado threat with that thunderstorm over Erie County is starting to wind down. We've been paying attention to those winds inside the thunderstorms for the past half hour now at least. And the thunderstorm really hasn't significantly intensified. That's certainly some great news. Earlier, I was talking about when you have the red and green right next to each other. Right now, it's just a whole lot of green on radar, and that's some good things. Might have a little bit of some red mixed in there, but not overly concerned at this point with that threat of a tornado in Erie County. Still, though, that tornado warning is in effect until 9:15 p.m., so the advice with these tornado warnings is always to get to the lowest floor of your house, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. That'll help keep you and your family safe. And that's why we're here at Fox West Texas. That's why we're here cutting into your regularly scheduled programming, why we're here on streaming. If you're not already in your safe place in places like Arden, know that when you go into your safe place, you can watch us from your phone on the Fox West Texas mobile app. You can also watch us on YouTube, Facebook. We're already seeing people watching us across all those different platforms, and we thank you very much for that. We thank you for your trust during impactful weather situations. Seeing if we're receiving any more reports across social media right now, it doesn't look like we're receiving a lot of reports, and granted, it is 9 o'clock at night, the night before Easter. So Grape Creek is currently not under any sort of Colorado City and Grape Creek are currently not under any tornado warnings. Grape Creek is under a severe thunderstorm warning. Seeing some people asking about that in the comments on our Facebook live feed. We appreciate those questions. Just know, may not necessarily see those exactly as they're asked. Here, whenever I'm on air giving these continuous weather updates, my number one priority is telling a cohesive weather story to help keep you and your family informed and safe. So just know that's my number one priority. And also to analyze the newest weather radar data coming in. And the winds inside the thunderstorm are still looking powerful at this point. We can sample those winds inside the thunderstorm, seeing approximately how fast they're going. And radar is estimating some of those winds potentially up to 30, 40, maybe even 60 miles an hour. So certainly a powerful thunderstorm. We have a tornado warning for Erie County until 9:15 this evening. So still definitely keeping a very close eye on it. And you can just see that really big area of thunderstorms. It's been the southern portion of those warnings that I've been keeping a close eye on for that tornado potential. That's where we're seeing the tornado warning north of Mertzen near the community of Arden. That's where keeping an eye on that tornado potential. Also seeing that little thunderstorm to the north of Big Lake. I want to see what the winds inside that thunderstorm are looking like. Not horribly impressive at that point near Big Lake. And also we're under a tornado watch until 10 p.m. this evening. We'll see if the National Weather Service chooses to extend it. Still seeing severe thunderstorm warnings over Callahan, Shackelford, and Taylor counties. Again, for that potential of quarter-sized hail and strong winds. And you'll also notice that line of thunderstorms, it's kind of between Monahans, Crane, McCamey, and to the east of Fort Stockton. That's eventually what's going to be the line of showers and thunderstorms that pushes through here after midnight, and then things are going to be much calmer during your Easter Sunday. I don't know about you, West Texas, but I definitely say that is some great news because we have been very busy in the weather department as of late. We were relatively calm most of March, relatively calm for the most part of April. We're 19 days into April. Things have been calm, but tonight and this afternoon, that's when we really have seen the active weather. But I'm expecting us to stay storm-free for Sunday and Monday. We'll start to see storm chances back Tuesday. We'll start worrying about that on Sunday and Monday, though. For now, focusing on that tornado warning, northern portions of Erie County, in effect until 9:15. So it's really in effect just for the next, even just 5 minutes at this point. We'll see if the Weather Service chooses to extend that tornado warning. At this point, I honestly would be surprised, to be candid with you, if they extend that tornado warning, just because it doesn't look overly impressive at this point. You have a little bit of some winds going towards the radar, and honestly, even those are not horribly impressive at that point. And that's some good news, because it means that the thunderstorms are on a weakening trend as opposed to a strengthening trend. And that's certainly some great news, because I think we could all use a break from the impactful showers and thunderstorms at this point. And Arden, I do still want you to be in that tornado safe room for at least the next 5 minutes. We'll see what the National Weather Service does here in 3 minutes. We're at 9:12 right now. And Erie, Koch, Tom Green, and Sterling counties, potential for up to tennis ball sized hail. You can see that on the hail sizes being picked up from Grape Creek down towards St. Angelo, and that's a potential impact as this thunderstorm moves through from Grape Creek to the north of St. Angelo. Let's see what the National Weather Service is currently saying. So it looks like the largest hail is expected to stay north of the city of St. Angelo, so that's some good news. Still, though, if you live kind of between St. Angelo and Grape Creek, if you have some time to move your car under some sort of covered parking to prevent potential hail damage, I would certainly recommend it, since there is the potential of very large hail. Since it's kind of a cluster of thunderstorms at this point, I would imagine it's overall on a weakening trend, because typically clusters of thunderstorms feature more of a wind gust threat as opposed to a tornado and hail threat. Regardless though, you can definitely see the really big hail sizes being estimated by radar. And we're also under a flash flood warning until 1 o'clock in the morning, Easter Sunday, because of all the rain that's fallen across the area. Needless to say, it's been really active in the weather department. I'm sure a lot of folks are probably tired of hearing all the different warnings about impactful showers and thunderstorms. Just know, by early Easter Sunday, we're going to see at least a couple days of some less active weather patterns. And then, give it a month, we'll be starting summer, and we'll go from storm chances to triple-digit temperatures, and everyone looks forward to that. Being a little sarcastic. But for at least the next couple of minutes, folks in Erie and County, folks near Arden, really need you to be in that safe room for just a little bit longer. At this point, I think the National Weather Service is going to allow that tornado warning to expire. Receiving some reports of hail that's an inch in diameter in Taylor County. Again, not impacting apologize. For now, it's not seeing any reports in our viewing area. And now the tornado warning has been canceled, so we're able to give the all clear for tornadoes. We'll go ahead and send it back to regularly scheduled programming in just a second. I do want to give a quick overview over what's going on. Training showers and thunderstorms. Severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for the big country. The most impactful storms right now are over portions of the Concho Valley, northern Tom Green County. Threat for very large hail, heavy rainfall. I would recommend staying inside until this thunderstorm passes, until 10 p.m. this evening. We'll continue to keep you updated here at Fox West Texas. We are under a severe thunderstorm watch and a tornado watch until 10 p.m. this evening. We'll continue to keep you updated. Stay safe. Have a good rest of your night. For now, back to regularly scheduled programming.